I've been asking myself what kind of video I could actually talk about if I wanted to make one tonight. And I got around to thinking that I believe there are areas of my life I have not been totally allowing or even like believing or wanting to trust, to put my trust in God that He would actually provide for me in certain areas of my life. Now, I'm a business owner. I have my own photography studio that I run. And over the past 4 years, I've noticed that there's been a pretty good progression where it's really solidified. To me, it's like, okay, this is definitely like a career choice that I know will work out, that will pan out, that will lead to what I want, And for many years leading up to that, there was a lot of struggle and a lot of self-doubt and yada, yada, yada. There's a lot of learning involved as well. And basically what I'm getting around to is, with each year that passes, I feel like my faith, I put a little more trust, a little more faith towards God and saying, hey, you know what? I really believe that like you can unveil the next steps for me to take throughout this journey, this never-ending journey of improvement and, going after bigger dollar amounts every year, or learning from pitfalls that I take throughout this process. But it's been made clear to me that there are areas of like my entrepreneurial journey where I will start out really believing that this will work. And then somewhere along the way, I notice there is something where I end up not wanting to trust that it will continue to pan out. And so I'll draw away from that particular venture or that path. And so just realizing that, I've made myself come back full circle, or do a 180 rather. I think it's a better way to say that. And just look at areas where I once had faith and was just totally willing to trust, that I since then have like turned from it and have believed like, oh, this won't work or something. And just question that belief. Question the why. Like, why are you changing the way you are approaching this, or why are you starting to shift your belief? Why? And really pick that apart and isolate it, because it more than likely doesn't come from anywhere that actually makes sense. It can just be some irrational fear that could stem from something a decade ago. That's just an example, right? But I'm making a point to look at areas where I may not be trusting God enough and say, you know what, I'm going to, yes, be even more proactive, right, in that arena, but do it with trust in you. Say, you know what, no, I'm not going to let discouragement sway me from being proactive and having tons of belief that I can do this. No, I'm not going to let whatever the case, like steer me from really going down this path that I know I ultimately want to and should go down. I'm not going to let fear overtake me. I'm going to have total faith, right? Faith over fear. Really go down that path and just give it all I got and crush it, and know that God is going to steer me along the way. There'll be bumps and bruises along the way, but that's better than just not going down the path, right? So just making a point to put trust in God, okay, and be very proactive in that faith. I think it's easy to be faithful, yet your actions aren't. Like, you can like say, yes, I have faith that this thing will work out, but we're not putting the faith, or we're not putting the action with the faith. Faith and action aren't one or the other. It's like both of them go hand in hand. They're cohesive and they work together. It's not having faith and then refusing to do nothing, sit on the couch and just kind of waste away, while saying, yeah, I can do that thing, and then not doing anything towards the action to actually do it, So, if there's like a takeaway anyone wants to get from this, like really ask yourself the same question. Are you, if you're a believer in God, ask yourself, are you not actually allowing God to play a part in play a role in your life, especially for the things that you are hoping to achieve and accomplish? Are you letting God play a hand in that or not? And I think people probably, if you're saying like, you're just totally closed off to that, no. you should ask yourself why that is. It's like there's failures and things I've dealt with in life that I can't explain why I had to go through that or whatever, other than maybe it shaped me somehow. But really making a point to question your current beliefs on that. Like, are you letting God actually into your life, or are you actually taking faithful steps, or are you just not taking steps at all because you are so fear-based, you're so scared that everything's just destined to fail, and you're just talking yourself out of even trying. If that's you, I invite you to challenge that belief and say, hey, you know what? Maybe God wants me to take steps and he wants me to be very, very faithful to him. You know what I mean? So I don't know, just something to chew on tonight. Just some ideas I wanted to spitball and say before I head out for the night and go to sleep. I had a really great headshot session like an hour ago. My friend Jacob, who I grew up with, he came in tonight and I helped him get some really sweet headshots, and I was really thankful just to hear that he was really liking the shots of himself. Maybe that sounds super basic. It's like, well, I'm a photographer. It's like, you're supposed to be able to do that, right? But the biggest thing that one of the biggest things I get a kick out of is when I am able to like really help someone love the way they look on camera, or you're able to just capture someone in a way where they look at that and they say, wow, this turned out awesome. I didn't expect it to turn out this great. And you're just surpassing expectations. Like that's the thing that I get so hyped about. So overall, it's a great session. Tomorrow morning, I am doing some product photos for a local marketing agency. Very blessed, very thankful that I get to be able to do that for people. That I get to take photos for a living. I get to shoot videos for a living. I have 2 music videos I'm doing next week, and I'm doing my second photo session this week. Super thankful, guys. I'm just pumped that I get to do what I get to do, and I get to share it with the world, and I can do it as a job. So very thankful. Like literally every time I come into this studio space, I'm just reminded like, wow, this is a place I get to use. But I get to use it for multiple occasions. I get to use it for obviously getting paid to like work with clients. But I can also come in here and just like practice guitar, or I can practice some instruments, or I can record. I have all my instruments just back there, or I have a music computer back there where I can record music. And I can like shoot music videos for my own band, or I can bring other artists in here and film music videos for them. Like, is it the most glamorous space? No, but what's the big deal? Like, it's a sweet space that I get to like share with all these people. And so I just think about that a lot, and I just make sure that I'm never taking this for granted, that I actually can just be thankful for this space I get to use like every single day. Yeah. How cool is that? So that's not me bragging. It's me humble bragging. More blessed than you guys. No, for real. I'm just being thankful, because I remember for several years I kind of felt lost with photography. I've always thought it would be really ideal to have my own photography studio space. I never thought something like this would show up the way it did. I just think God totally gave this space to me. He totally just worked through people and was like, here you go. So every single day, I am thankful for this gift that God gave me. I'll never take it for granted. Okay. I don't even know if I'll post this video, but I just wanted to record some thoughts before the night ended. I think this channel is kind of like a vlog-ish channel. Maybe I can make content that's a little more professional than just with an iPhone. But I hope someone gets a kick out of this. I hope this is helpful to some degree. All right, bye.